I find items when metal detecting that aren't metal. This may seem strange, but I know I'm not the only detectorist that finds non-metal items. These are my stories, not from the signal. Metal detecting offers a way to escape. Depending where you are detecting and how many targets you are encountering, you sometimes have pockets of time to daydream. Possibly you're thinking about the next amazing coin you'll pull from the ground, or strategizing on the best spot in the field to cover. Or maybe you find yourself in random thoughts about family or work or memories from when you were a kid. Despite the daydreaming that occurs, you are focused on finding things. You are methodically scanning every possible inch of an area, and as a result, you are more closely looking at details on the ground than if you were just walking through a field. I have found a ring for someone visually before my coil swung over it. I have spotted a Spanish real sitting on the surface of the ground. So it's not surprising that you will see non-metal items when detecting. For instance, I find marbles. Sometimes they are on the surface, and sometimes they are underground and near a target I'm retrieving. I never found a clay marble, but have seen videos of others who have. Another amazing non-metal find is a clay pipe. Here is a bowl I have found that was on the surface of the ground. Based on where it was, literally thousands of people walked right past it over the years. Perhaps they just didn't see it or know what it was. I've also found this portion of a stem at a different location. These pipes first appeared in England in the 16th century after the British landed in North America and took tobacco back to Europe. Despite religious and royal opposition to tobacco, the pipes became very popular in the 1600s. My guess is that this bowl shown here was from the 1800s, possibly a bit earlier. I'm amazed at the blackening from the smoke still in the bowl after all the time out in the elements. And that brings me to my third non-metallic find. To be fair, there is usually metal near to them. Mason canning jar lids used to have a porcelain liner. These porcelain liners are very commonly found while metal detecting. The metal lid made of zinc is often in very bad shape, but can give off a strong signal on the detector. This one intact example was unusual for me to find. Often, just a small piece of the remaining metal lid is detected, but the nearby porcelain piece is what jumps out when the hole is dug. These porcelain liners were used to keep the preserved food from coming in direct contact with the zinc, which would impart a strange flavor. The porcelain has since been replaced with a metal lid that has a coating that does the same job. I find these lids underground as well as in streams, sometimes in the very middle of the stream. Perhaps someone would put jars in the stream to cool off preserved fruits for a hot summer afternoon. Or maybe they would skip the lid across the water as if it were a flat stone. Perhaps a child would take an old jar and fill it with marbles, or other childlike treasured items, and maybe bury it. Perhaps, as day would turn into night, after enjoying a meal made with food preserved by their mother, they would go out and catch fireflies in their jar. These pieces I dig up are a stark reminder of just how much life has changed in the past 200 years, and how maybe we still hang on to the simple things.